you're watching right now and you're like, okay, well, who paid off who? You clickbaiters out there.
Yeah.
This is all I got for y'all. Okay?
They didn't want to see this go down right here.
No, they hate this.
They hate this. They hate resolution.
Okay.
And you know, I apologize too to you and Brandon and Elena and Natalie.
Close the door. Let me do your. I've been wanting to do that.
I know you have.
Did you feel that ear I got
a little shiny, dude. Your makeup crew is
dude.
terrible.
No, dude, this is authentic. This is authentic. Hey guys, Grant Cardone here, and I am with Gary Brecka.
Gary Brecka here, and I am with Grant Cardone.
And look, we're here to clear the air about some things that have been happening now for the last, I don't know, couple, 2-3 years.
Shit took a nosedive fast.
What do you mean?
I mean, things got ugly fast.
Well, people know me to be a dog, like this, rabid dog. I have this bad habit of once things explode and get out of hand, I'm like, okay, I'm coming to let the beast out of the cage, and then I fight and I do crazy stuff. Probably why I need these vitamins.
Yeah, definitely. Your MTR gene break was fired up.
Yeah. So, look, I just want to tell you, first of all, you're an extremely passionate individual. I love what you're doing in the health space. It's why we started in 2019 to do shit together.
Yeah. You had a personal experience.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And this was back when, we filled up Marlins Stadium. My entire team said, we're not ready to do this. I said, no, me and Gary are going to do this thing. It didn't work. Mm-hmm. I never held that against you. And I'm like, hey, we took a shot.
Yeah.
And then,
and the interesting thing is it didn't work for the right reasons. It's like the greatest oxymoron to collapse under the weight of your own success.
So you don't think the 10X brand and Cardone promoting and talking about it helped get it off the ground?
It helped me a lot. I mean, I never, first of all, I owe a debt of gratitude to Grant Cardone for even taking the risk of saying that he wanted to partner with our company.
Yeah. Well, it was,
what I mean?
We were just premature and we didn't have the systems in our organization. Yeah. So there's been a lot of talk on the internet, as you know.
Yeah, you've said a lot of things.
Yeah, and well, I've written a lot of things. I haven't actually said anything.
Yeah, actually.
Now, you, on the other hand, have said a few things. So I just want to clear the air.
Yeah, sure.
For all the people out there, customers, investors, people that have been watching, maybe you're a fan of Gary, you're a fan of mine, or maybe you never knew either one of us and then you got turned on to us because of this drama. Hey, I'm sorry, bro.
I'm sorry too, man.
I'm sorry it got out of hand. It didn't need to. I still operate at 67, sometimes like on 13. I don't know if that ever happens to you, but
appreciate you admitting that. I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're men. Our egos get involved.
Yeah.
And our cork pops.
Our what?
Cork.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a medical term.
So, but I do want to clear up some of the stuff for people that have been customers of 10X Health and people that are looking at some of the new stuff that we're doing. And I want everybody to know, Gary and I have worked this out. We're going to be working partners.
Yep.
We're going to be successful working partners and with 10X Health System. But we do want to clear the air. I don't know anything you want to say about just.
No, I mean, I've always maintained that the test that original test that we had with the methylated gene
same test we have now.
Yeah, same test you have now. Yeah, same test you have now. I always believe in that test, and I believe in the supplements, and there are thousands of testimonials of people whose lives have been changed by those supplements. And I co-formulated those took 2.5 years to come up with those.
Yeah.
We didn't
Great job, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I believe deeply in those.
I haven't missed my supplements for 4 years.
Yeah.
Except for that 1 week
ADHD, all this stuff going on. Yeah. Yeah. That week you were definitely off your supplements. Yeah. We had a couple 3 a.m. rants there on Instagram.
Did you miss somewhere in there?
I probably missed a few times in there too. Yeah. Right around the time that you sued my kids. Right around that time.
I didn't sue your kids.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't personally sue.
No, you didn't personally.
Okay.
Your
so
company.
This is where we don't want to go. Okay. Okay. Bring it back home. So let's keep the truth the truth. I didn't sue your kids.
No.
Okay. You, however, included my wife in a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So real quick, I mean, Elena wants to know, hey, Gary.
I brought Elena a weighted vest today.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a formal apology. Is that a formal apology?
That's a formal gift.
Okay. Yeah. It's not an apology.
It's an olive branch to say, I'm sorry that got so out of hand.
Yeah. Okay, good. So look, you guys, just again, to clear the air, there was a comment made that we duped you, we fucked you, we ripped you off, and you made a terrible deal with us.
You guys are just good negotiators. And I probably should have had a better legal team in the beginning. I mean, you negotiated a great deal. And I think as time went on, like a lot of partnerships, you look back to the beginning of the deal and you wish that you had agreed to something that you hadn't. And I took responsibility for that, even in the public domain. I said, look,
So without disclosing how much money you made with us over the last 3 years, 4 years.
Oh, I made millions and millions of dollars. I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, I need you to talk about it. Like you got to talk about it. Like,
yeah, I mean, I look,
trying to clear it up, right?
I made millions
Sell it to
of,
the audience, bro.
I made millions of dollars. It completely changed my life. The company went from doing $6-8 million a year to doing well over $100 million a year.
30 times.
Well over $100 million a year. I think we all did very well. We built a lot of shareholder value. We actually, most importantly, we touched a lot of lives. We changed a lot of lives. I mean, the positive testimonials that came in were from people whose lives were changed.
Yeah.
The energy and the confidence.
It's just helped me produce a lot more because my body's capable of doing it. It's not breaking down anymore.
Completely changed my life. I have so much more energy and I'm back to my normal personality.
Can you just talk about, you just covered the 30X. Did you think the expansion would be that fast?
No, I think the expansion happened so fast that I don't even think, I don't think either of our teams thought it would happen.
No, we didn't either.
Yeah. I mean, the adoption rate, it was right product, right time, and the right message. And I still believe it's the right product and the right message.
Yeah.
And I think it can help a lot of lives.
There was a comment, again, I'm just the guy trying to clear up some of this stuff. There was comments about the contracts were not true and the contracts were unfair.
Maybe we don't use the term unfair, but, I think, your team negotiated a very good deal going in. And as time went on, we got increasingly more frustrated with that deal. And I think my message would just be, look, my signature's on the bottom of that paper. And so is my wife's.
So, I mean, we didn't force you into it.
You didn't put a gun to my head and make me sign that piece of paper.
If somebody was going to learn how to negotiate a great contract for themselves,
they should take whatever course you have on negotiating.
Yeah.
They should take it.
Yeah. So because some of the other things that we're doing now to continue to expand the company outside the United States.
And I think
some of those require very, very intense, very complicated negotiations. And that's what Cardone Ventures, man, Brandon's got hundreds of people that he's done this for, not just us.
Yeah. I mean, he's very good at negotiating deals for sure.
So I just want to clear that up, that Brandon and Natalie
did not intentionally screw us.
Yeah. And Gary, I love you, dude.
I actually love you too, man.
First time
By the way, at the height of all this shit, I was saying things like he's a good dad. He's intentional behind the scenes. So is Elena. I mean, I've actually seen you behind the scenes with your kids. It's one of the things I admire most about you. Even though you're the big grumpy bear lately, but I think you're a good dude. I mean, my issue was never that.
Yeah. Okay, good. So there was a suggestion that the company has no focus on culture. I got guys in here working today, by the way, all dressed the same.
I did. I know.
No focus on culture, impact, mission, or vision, and that you were forced to sell your soul, and that the company only cared about their profits. Do you still believe that today? I mean, or was that an overreaction?
I mean, a lot of that's emotional reaction for sure.
Yeah.
And I think we became increasingly more frustrated with the deal as time went on, and it leaks out as emotion. And I think that leaked out as emotion, just like a lot of your explosions on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm removing all mine. So.
All right. Thank you.
No one will ever see mine again.
Okay. I appreciate it.
I'm trying to handle some of these people that hate me, the podcast that you do where there's maybe some people that just don't like me, that encourage you to do an interview, and I think tried to suck you into some things.
Yeah.
And maybe once you were there, you realized, oh, these people don't like him.
Yeah. Or like parts about you that I have no issue with.
They had intentions other than the intentions I think you had.
Yeah. I mean, I got onto some of these and I realized I'm not here to attack anybody's religious beliefs. On what they choose.
Yeah. So, in fact, I mean,
now I'll clarify that right now. I never had any issues with
what
you choose to believe in.
Of course. Who would? Only a bigot.
Well,
only a bigot. Only a religious bigot would have problems with somebody's religion. So in fact, we are intentional, very much culture, about value. We exchange with our investors. Cardone Capital, I think you said that you were forced to put that money in Cardone Capital.
The suggestion at the sale was to put the money into Cardone Capital, and we did. We voluntarily put it in it.
Okay. Have you been paid every month?
Yes, we've been paid every month.
Yeah, in fact, you invested $250,000. We distributed $34,769 for a return of almost 14% of your investment, but you made it sound like we forced you into what would become one of your best investments. Okay, let's just talk about Brandon, my partner for 5 or 6 years now. The guy's been great to me. You guys had some issues.
Yeah.
There was comments made about them being fraudulent and not caring about relationships. Do you just want
Again, I think that the cork just popped and a lot of emotion starts to flow. But, Brandon and I, when we were pounding the pavement together, I mean, we used to beat his plane up, and we would do 9 cities in 11 days together before. And he was actually very involved in the foundation of building the business.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those days.
Yeah.
I think like when you're in the startup phase, there's still that dream, and you've got that entrepreneurial spirit, and then all the structure comes into play, and then all the legal and all the compliance, and then all the different department reporting. And that transition, all the fun goes out the back door.
Yeah. And then the lawyers get involved, and and then it gets worse.
Yeah. And we just did a settlement without lawyers.
Huh?
We just did a settlement without lawyers.
Yeah. Yeah.
On a written piece of paper.
I've done this 5, 6 times now.
Yeah.
So, okay. There was a comment made that you resigned from the company because there was wrongdoing going on and you wanted to separate from that.
Not because there was wrongdoing. I was frustrated. I wasn't pointing to specific wrongdoing. It just reached a point of frustration, and that's why I called the president.
Cool. Can you just talk about the companies? You suggested they didn't have culture and focus, and there's no mission, and we bleed people's fucking souls. Only thing we care about.
I said bleed souls.
You said you got to sell your soul there, and that we only care about profits.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously
we do care about profits. By the way, I'll admit to it. I'm very, very transparent. I want my company to make money. Can you just talk about the other side that you know about our company?
I think
even though we're not perfect, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, emotion just bubbles out of people. I think, when you find yourself second guessing everything and you don't have anybody to check you get really myopic about it, and just emotion just bubbles out. And so I think, a lot of that was the emotional extension of just being in a very frustrated position.
Yeah.
And if I look back at the history of the company, I mean, from the day we started until even the day that I exited, and even now, there's been tremendous growth in the company. I mean, the company was doing $1 million a month, and then at the height, we were doing $17 million a month. We're doing 20,000 genetic tests a month. We're saving a lot of lives. We're getting thousands of testimonials.
Yeah. When you said that on, I think it was Patrick Bet-David's podcast.
That what we did.
And Patrick Bet-David said, you guys were doing $17 million a month?
So when you're saying 17 million that 1 month is of that business that they owned 82% of, that business at 17 million in a month. Wow, that's pretty explosive.
Yeah.
It just kind of snapped it. So did you see culture? Did you see the company taking care of people?
I saw culture. I saw people being taken care of. I saw a lot of growth pains too. I mean, just to be patently honest, I mean, I think there's growth pains in any company, and I allowed myself to get frustrated.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
That is what it is.
There was comment made about the company that's doing our new supplements overseas.
Mm-hmm.
That it was inadequate, that
Look, I don't question their manufacturing and I don't question their ability to run gene testing.
You did.
Yeah, no, I question their dosing.
It says the new. You said they weren't tested on humans was from a lack of they weren't tested on humans. That's not true. Okay, they are without a doubt one of the top most reputable resources for sourcing that kind of supplements on the planet. They use rigorous data protection regimes. And you made it look like there was some slop outfit.
Yeah, I shouldn't have made it look like there's a slop outfit. The research behind it is very sound. I will say that. The research behind it.
I need you to tell the audience.
Yeah, the research behind it is very sound.
I know, but we got to clear up.
Okay.
That they're somehow weren't testing on humans. Okay. They are tested on humans.
Okay. The microbead technology is incredible technology. I didn't mean to attack the manufacturer.
It's a great company, dude. They're a phenomenal company. I mean,
Daniel's one of the most intelligent. I did a podcast with him. He's one of the most intelligent PhDs I've met in this space.
Yeah.
In the genetic space.
The podcast. Okay.
Which one?
All 3 of them.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how many you did.
I did 3.
Would you say that those are the wrong place to air your dirty laundry? Because I would say that me posting stuff about you and your family and blah, blah, blah on X is the wrong thing. It's the wrong platform to do it. I should not air my mom.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that those places were the wrong place to air our problems?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I think any time that you drag the public into your internal drama, it's a bad place, no matter where you air it. That's why I tried not to put it on my social media, and I didn't put it on my social media. I didn't put it on my X channel.
Well, you didn't need to put it on theirs.
Okay.
You didn't ruin yours. You fed the clickbaiters.
I guess we both got haters out there, and they were like, "Hey, come tell your story," and
Did they reach out to you?
Yeah, to come tell
they reached out to you and said, "Hey,
you just filed a lawsuit.
I want to talk about it. I want to give you a voice." Yeah. Can you talk about how you feel about these products? Because I know this is what, if you bring those over here, this is what got you and I involved. Okay. Yeah. And by the way, you and I were involved before Brandon, Natalie, 10X Health. There wasn't a 10X Health.
Let me be very specific. When we had this little clinic in
Naples, Florida,
we took about 1,600 people. We did blood work. We did gene testing on them. We started testing different dosages. We were using Thorne. We were using pure encapsulations. We were using all kinds of different manufacturers. We were all feeding into the same genetic system because we were taking this science and saying, hey, if we dose this stuff in human beings, what's the outcome? And we actually sent them sheets that they could fill out. How would you rate your anxiety, your sleep, your focus, your concentration, your waking energy, and we didn't just call a manufacturer and stick this in a bottle. This particular supplement, to be honest with you, I'm very, very proud of. 10X Optimize. I have two and a half years of my life in this formulation. I have 2.5 years of my life in every one of those dosings, and no matter how bad our challenges became, I always stood behind the supplements. I still think it's one of the best methylated multivitamins on the planet.
What's better?
I really do. Well, there are some that address more breaks, like your new gene testing, reveals more breaks. And there's some things in here that don't dose for these rare breaks. But if I was to say somebody could only take one supplement, they should be taking the Optimize. I mean, it was formulated to solve the majority of these genetic breaks from 1 break to 2 breaks in the majority of these major gene methylations. And this is where most people go wrong. They go wrong in just the basic foundation of nutrients. They think that they're sick or they're diseased or they're pathological. They're not. They're just nutrient deficient. And that fills in the gaps of the nutrients, and it assumes that their body can't convert any of it. So it converts it for them. It doesn't give them folic acid. It gives them methylfolate. It gives them the pyridoxal phosphate form of certain B vitamins. It gives them the methylated B12s. This is why so many people do so well on it.
Yeah.
I was very, very proud of that. And even at our darkest moment.
I think you still are proud of that.
Very proud of it. Yeah.
I don't think you need to say you were proud.
Yeah, no, I'm very proud of that. I mean,
we're going forward as partners, as working partners in letting more people know about this product. Yeah. Okay. And for all you watching,
I believe that methylation is the foundation. Yeah. I believe that everybody should do that test once in their life.
Yeah. And for all of you out there, this is completely ad lib, by the way, other than a few notes that I had. You're watching right now and you're like, okay, well, who paid off who? What's the big settlement? Okay. Yeah. We're never going to tell you what that was. The solution to everything. And I told Sage this as well. Sage will, attest to this. And Gary, I know, agrees to this, is that the best solution in any time there's a dispute, you're going to have a disagreement, is to get back to an agreement. Mm-hmm. And the best solution going forward is a working solution. So you're not having to apologize.
Right.
Our working together should be the apology to the marketplace. So first, I want to say to everybody out there, you guys that follow Gary, you follow myself, or you're on 10X Health, or you're an investor in one of the companies. Dude, look, we should not have brought this drama to you. Okay. I am, I was shaking the cage, and then at some point I'm like, okay, I'm going to do what I do. And none of that needs to be brought to the public. Okay.
I agree with you. I agree the same thing. I mean, you get a little ashamed of yourself when you realize that you drug good people into a tough situation, and the people that were drugged into it.
I had a bunch of celebrity guys write, dude, bro, don't do this on social. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I hear you. But go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt.
But I think the reason why we have so many A-listers and celebrities and pro athletes and prominent people is because what we do works. Yeah. And I've always maintained that what we do works, and what we were doing was working very well. And I hope it works well again, which is why I haven't left this table, because I haven't given up. And this whole thing works out.
Yeah. And to the clickbaiters out there, yeah. This is all I got for y'all. Okay. Yeah, and to the Justin Grinko. Oh, that's your real name, isn't it, JT? You jealous punk. Wanna be me so bad. I live rent-free in your head. And to the piece of garbage Aaron boy growing up as a religious bigot. Your life is so miserable, you punk. And to both of you, keep clickbaiting that name. Grant Cardone's my name. I grew up on the bayou. Now I fly right by you. You blow on my name and you brought me fame. That's all I got.
They didn't want to see this go down right here, dude.
No,
It's getting under this. They hate this.
They
hate resolution. And,
Yeah,
I apologize, too, to you and Brandon and Elena and Natalie, because I never expected it to get to this level so fast.
Yeah.
And it just, it hurts my heart that we aren't even the ones that got in the middle of it. Who got in the middle of it was the employees and the caregivers, the patients and the clients. And those are the last people that deserve anything.
And maybe
so
people that were
to them,
considering, maybe people that were considering getting on the gene test or
getting on the gene test and getting on the supplements because they do work. And I plan to stand behind it and continue to help it grow.
Great, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too.
I love you. I'm glad we worked this out.
Okay.
It's awesome, man. This is going to be the most loving video on the internet. Okay.